My 5 years in Vietnam by me, Oatmeal Arnold. I wanted to put this video out. I wanted to talk about this. I don't think I can make this video. I don't think I can upload this. I want to make a short video talking about my 5 years in Vietnam. I may have made a few different videos like this before in the past. I've written about this on my blog and stuff on the internet. I feel like I can't really do this because I can't really do it justice. There's a lot of different aspects of my 5 years in Vietnam, teaching English, and all the different things that happened. I feel a little bit on edge. What is up? Why is that? I don't know, because the topic is controversial to say the least. I'm using my hands because I'm Italian. No, I'm American. Born in America in 85. Went to Vietnam in 2012. Started making trouble in my neighborhood. My mom got mad. What happened? I don't know. See, okay. I'm going to give you a really brief outline. And then let me come back, watch this video, and tell myself I don't like it. Because that's usually what happens. No, let me just upload this to the internet. I had to pause and think about it for a second. I'm going to give you a really quick outline, and then I'm going to go back and try to fill in the details a little bit. But still, I feel like there's always more details, and I feel like it's important. And it, depending on what aspect you want to go through or how you want to look at it, doesn't matter. Doesn't not matter. Is it worth telling the story? I don't know. If you got a story worth telling, if you know how to tell a story and there's something there, you can make a movie. And I'm telling myself that. But I don't know what I can say except to say I always wanted to travel since I was a little boy. I wanted to travel and stuff. I wanted to spread the gospel, for example. When I was about 7 or 8, I thought about that, and I wanted to be the next Michael Jackson or the next Michael Jordan. I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to be a web designer, a video game designer. Throughout my life, I thought about all these different things, and one of those things was I wanted to travel, and you can travel doing a lot of different things, and I lived my life doing all these things, which is not relevant to this video. I think I really should start over. I can't do this. I can't really do this. I can't do this. It's challenging making videos sometimes, even though I've done it for so long. But the hard part is making a video that you made before, kind of thing. That's one of the things that I think about. I'm thinking, well, I've already done this kind of thing, and I watch other people make videos, and sometimes they do things again and again. Sometimes they say the same thing again and again. And then I think to myself, if they do it, then I can do it too. With that said, it's good to know what you're gonna say before you say it, unless you have the ability to think faster than your body. But I have a hard time thinking about it because I feel like I didn't really want to leave. That was the hard part. But then I decided to leave, and I guess that's what I wanted to say beyond anything else. But went to Vietnam because I wanted to travel and I wanted to try it out and I wanted to teach English and I wanted to just meet new people and try new things and see where it might take me, kind of thing. And I felt adventurous and stuff, and I wanted to do something, and I had other ideas of other places I would go to, like California. And I guess the best way to tell the story of my life in Vietnam would be to first set up how I got there in the first place, which would be after high school, college, a couple different colleges, born in Oregon, college in New York, and then West Virginia, and working at some camps, children's camps, summer camps, and then working with the Salvation Army in Hawaii, and then doing other things on the side in between and at the same time. And eventually, some people were saying, you should go to Vietnam. And I said, okay. And after about a year, or whatever it was, I ended up going to Vietnam. And then I was in Vietnam. Then I was in Vietnam for 5 years, and then I was back to America. I should really start over. But the problem with these videos is I don't know how I want to tell the story, because my mind is wobbling, wandering off all these different places. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload this video even though I don't like it. And that's usually the case for a lot of things that I do, which is a great thing to do and a terrible thing to do at the same time. It's hard to make a video about my 5 years in Vietnam because it's really hard to summarize it in just a few seconds. Maybe if I felt like I was going to sit here and talk for 5 straight hours, maybe I'd feel a little bit better going into it. And I could break it all down part by part, video by video, article by article, photo by photo, and everything else. Instead, I feel like I'm thinking, how do I summarize it? And in my mind is all these different things and conversations and everything that was happening. And I think about my point of view on the things I've talked about in the past regarding Vietnam and my life in Vietnam and everything that happened, good and bad. But then I start to think, what about the perspective of other people? And I feel like I do want to tell their side of the story too at the same time. And I really feel like I can't really do justice. I almost feel like I can hear an echo of myself. Is that my soul echoing in the wind? I don't know. I also don't know how to end this video, kind of thing. I think the best thing you can do is, when you have an idea for a video, is you really gotta know where you're going with it. And with this, I can't tell you exactly because it's kind of open-ended. There was a lot of questions I had that was ongoing during my life in Vietnam, and I still think about it sometimes, and my mind goes back to it, and I wonder whether or not I wasted my time or not. I know that I did some good and then I did some bad. And I go there and I try to influence people and I try to help people. I try to educate people and I try to teach people English, and I learn a little bit of Vietnamese. Come, that means no. Just a few words in Vietnamese, but I didn't spend a lot of time with that. I was focused on a lot of things, but I had several different kinds of classes for different kinds of students, different places. I went to Vietnam. I arrived in Vietnam around Thanksgiving in 2012. So I was there just the last few days of November. I arrived in Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam, and went to a city outside of Hanoi called Bac Ninh, and was there to teach English at a school. And they went on to say, we don't want you, or we don't like you, or you're not really good at it, or people don't like you, students don't like you, the children or the adults. There were adult students and children students, and a couple different classes. I was there helping out in a few different classes with the other teachers there. One of them invited me there in the first place, and I was told to get lost after my it must have been my 4th day in Vietnam, and that was just the beginning of a lot of different things. And I've been upset and worried and sad and a lot of different things at times in my life regarding all kinds of situations that I've been in, and that would have been one of them, for example. And part of me wants to relive that right now, like part of me wants to make a documentary kind of thing, or get into it and get really emotional kind of thing. And I'm a wannabe actor, or whatever you want to call it. I like being dramatic, and because I want to influence people, because I feel like I have a lot of good ideas or whatever as a writer and whatever else that I do kind of thing. And I have been emotional or really passionate. That's the word that I would prefer. But I try really hard to get my point across. In the past, I've been overly aggressive, and I would say there were times I was too aggressive, even though I may have been right, but that's nonetheless not relevant to how you affect other people. And I don't want to compare myself to Joe Rogan, but it would be similar to what he said regarding how he may have affected people maybe hurt some people's feelings with using a certain word, which I'm not going to talk about right now because I believe that people should have the right to say anything. Not to say that you should, but having the right to say stuff. You should be able to say anything, any word, anything, and whether or not you should is another question altogether. Because there's a difference between what you can do and what you should do, kind of thing. And if you say something that people don't like, then they should just not watch you. But I I have a face, and this face is what I got right now. That's what I got. Am I happy with it? No. But it's what I got. And in life, what you got is what you have. What you have is what you have. You go forward with what you have, and you can have goals, and it's good to try to be a better person and whatever else, whatever floats your boat kind of thing. I'm no Tony Robertson, but let me tell you, you want to beat yourself up, but you don't want to beat yourself up too hard where you can't get back up. You got the dog and the fight and the dog and the fight of the dog. There's more. Whatever Michael Jordan said, the size of the dog is not as important. The size of the dog in the fight is not as important as the size of the fight in the dogs. You go forward kind of thing. And even if my face is messed up, from my perspective, that's the kind of thing that I would say. My face is messed up, or my eyes, one eye is bigger than the other eye, or one ear and the glasses are crooked, and I can go on, and anybody can with anything and anybody anywhere, looking at the perspective and all that kind of stuff, and gosh darn it, people like me. That's what he said on SNL. Michael Jordan back in the day. I'm good enough and I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. And I look back at my life, and I think about all sorts of stuff, and I feel like I have the ability to help people a little bit, but at the same time, you got to know your something. Let me say, I'm all over the place. Okay, I'm making a 20-minute video. Okay, so I'm gonna upload this video, but I really need to make a new video and make it like just like 1 minute and go boom, boom, boom. I did this, I did that, and that's it. Maybe talk really fast too. Because, if I spend just 10 seconds talking about each year in my life in Vietnam, I could do it in 1 minute. Only 5 years. And I have it in my mind, but I feel like I wanna sit and talk for 10 hours straight on each point, on each moment, on each thing. And part of me wants to just talk really fast, and part of me wants to just sit and think and pause, and I'm going back and forth, and I can't decide right now what I want to do. But I went to Vietnam, and within days, I was in a whole new place that I wasn't expecting, and then I had to get back up, kind of thing. Regardless of whether or not I was right or wrong regarding a few of the details, I was still in that place where I had to decide what to do. And what I did was I started looking around for other places, and eventually I found other places to teach English, and I found other students, and I kept on going. But it wasn't easy, and at the time I was feeling all sorts of stuff, and I was running around talking to people and trying to figure out things. And also at the same time, I wasn't happy with the school that fired me, or technically never hired me, kind of thing. And I wrote about it, and I talked to people about it, and I made a big deal about it because I felt like it was and it is, but at the same time it isn't, but it is. But I went on, and I was in Buckning and went to a few places here and there for my first 2 months. And I was in Hanoi for a few weeks or so. During the last part of that, and so I was in Buckney at the end of November and December and a little bit of January, and then 2 weeks into January I was in Hanoi a lot, and then early in February I was in another place at this museum in Wabin, and teaching English there. And then he didn't like me, said get out of here, not to me, but he told the other person who told me. And then I was at somebody's hometown in Tanghua, and then somebody was like, "Oh, you can find work in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City." And so around my birthday, a day before my birthday, I flew over to Saigon from Hanoi, and I was there, and I went to her hometown. I believe it was in Dalat, but maybe not. Maybe it was somewhere else. I don't remember exactly. And then there was another person who was helping me, and then she was helping me and taking me to work, and so the first girl got me a job at New Star, and it was the same name as the other one that was in Bac Ninh in the north of Vietnam. And now I'm in the south of Vietnam, and I was working at an English center with the same name but in a different city in Saigon, and so then I started working and teaching English there for a few months, starting in March, going to like August or almost August, and also there was another school, and so she got me two jobs. The first girl, and but then the second girl was the one that was driving me on her motorbike to work, and I felt like I needed her to help me, and she wanted to help me, but then she wasn't happy with helping me, and she wanted all my money. But then I was like, but you volunteered to help me, and she's like, but I'm working for you, and now you owe me all your money, everything that you gotta give to me. And I didn't want to. And then she's like, get out of here, and I don't want to help you anymore. And then April I was in a hostel, not a hotel, but a hostel. So there's 3 bunk beds and a total of 6 people in these rooms. I was in one of the rooms renting, and I was there for a few months, and then I got my own apartment, and I was still teaching English at those 2 schools during that time, and started getting other jobs and other students and other places in Saigon during that time. And I was working with at FYZ, fellowship youth group, and that was probably the best thing, the best group of people that I was working with, volunteering with, and starting around April of 2013, and I stayed in Saigon the whole entire time. After that point, I started my life in Vietnam, in the north of Vietnam, but that was only for about 2 months, and then I was in Saigon the rest of the time for roughly 5 years, like the entire almost the entire time that I was in Vietnam. I was in Saigon minus the 2 months in the north of Vietnam. And while in Saigon, I visited a few places around Saigon, just a few places like Dalat and Long An and Dom Nai, what was it? A couple different places. Can't remember all their names, but less than 10 different places in total, and few places I went to a few times, and especially for their New Year celebration, their Chinese New Year, the Tet celebration, which is around January and February. They have one of those songs that I used to sing. And I like my face when I'm sideways, and when I'm like this, I don't like it. I don't like it when there's so much reflection from my TV monitor onto my glasses. I don't like it. A lot of things that I don't like. I don't like my teeth. I don't like my eyes. Don't. And in life, you got what you got, and you have to deal with it, kind of thing. And don't beat yourself up too hard. That's what I say. And I could beat myself up pretty hard, and that's good and that's bad. And I was working at those two schools, and then they parted ways with me eventually after a few months, and started working at a few other places starting around September of 2013. There was like 2 or 3 other places, and started going there, and these different places were in different districts in Saigon, usually in different districts, and I would have to go back and forth. And I had a bicycle, and I was riding it around. I had an electric bicycle, and then somebody sold it, and I talked about that before. And then I had a bicycle, and somebody stole it, and then I had another one, and then I had another one, and so I had like 2 or 3 stolen. And after a few months, one stolen, and then a few months later another one stolen, and that happened a few times. And the last one I had, and I kept it for like the entire time, and one of the students may still have it to this day, and I feel like I still want to go back, kind of thing, and then ride it around, kind of thing, because it's like I like the bike. The bike is really cool. It's cooler than anything that I have right now, even. And I should do a live stream. Why am I not doing a live stream? So it would be a lot better if it was a live stream. I'm gonna say for the record, this is just a rough draft kind of video that shouldn't be seen by anybody. And the resolution of this video is not so much, and I did that on purpose, kind of thing. It's like a 360p. Did that on purpose, kind of thing. But maybe I should do it should I do it at a higher resolution? Maybe, I don't know. But think about that sometimes. But to wrap up this video because it's 30 minutes already. And to tell myself and anybody who's not watching this video, basically, I was in Vietnam for 5 years and mostly in Saigon, and went around teaching at different places, different people, and I would have a visa and I would extend the visa a few times and then go to Cambodia. The first time to Cambodia to make a new visa was in must have been March of 2013, and I wrote it all down so I could bring up the blog and bring up the exact days and everything. But right now I'm not gonna do that, and just say, then went made a new visa and then extended it every 3 months or so, and then went to Cambodia again in August of 2013, and then I was extending that again and again and again until 2015, and then I went to Cambodia. Oh wait, what am I saying? Oh, what am I saying? What am I saying? Wow, I should really look at my details. I should delete this video. Okay, the first time I went to Cambodia was in August of 2013. All these details matter to me. They wouldn't matter to some people. So that's the thing that I think about is like, what really matters when you're telling a story, and how do you leave out the details that don't really matter to other people? I think about that sometimes, but it depends. It depends. That's the best answer you can give on any of these kinds of questions. I feel like my nose is a little stuffy. I need to work on that. And that's why my voice is a little off. Feel like I want to do a live stream, even though it doesn't really matter, but it does, but it doesn't, but it does, and it depends. And people can learn from your life, and it could be applicable and relatable and all sorts of stuff. But you have to get there first and make the point, and it may not work right away. It may not. Till next time. Goodbye.